Hey leaders, happy Friday. Welcome to another edition of 3 to Grow. The video here accompanies the email, so if feel free to share the video, share the email with folks. If you're only seeing this video and you'd like the email, you can hit me up and I'll be sure to add you to the list. December 1st already, hard to believe that that we're in the last month of the year. But again, the goal of 3 to Grow, take 3, maybe a few more minutes and grow yourself as a person and grow yourself hopefully a little bit as a leader as well. Just have 2 thoughts I want to share with you today, and then the quote of the week. So first thought is, hey, nice job. I think recognition and celebration is something that every organization can do more of. Even if you feel you're doing it well, and maybe your division, your organization does it really, really well. I think there's always opportunities to do a little more, because I don't think you can ever do too much celebrating and recognition. I also think it's important not just to celebrate the wins, but celebrate the people, because when you only celebrate wins, you really only celebrating the performance of the team, and that doesn't necessarily speaking the value to the people individually. And so it can't be the only thing that we celebrate. We need to celebrate the people for who they are as much as what they do. So, as it relates to celebrating people, here's an exercise to do with your team. Get everyone together, or at the end of the meeting, at the end of a 5-minute meeting, or whatever, at some point when you're all sort of around in a circle or sitting around a table, have each person give some recognition to the person sitting to their right, and go all the way around the room. Now, don't just say, boy, I really appreciate how hard they work and it's so great to have them on the team. We need to be very specific. And yes, we're going to recognize some behaviors, maybe even some performance stuff, but when it's said from the heart, it will land differently than just celebrating a win. When you give recognition, it needs to be 3 things. Okay? It needs to mention a specific behavior. So what did that person do to receive that recognition? You need to tell them how that specific behavior made you feel. How did it impact you? And finally, how did that behavior and that feeling impact you or the behavior? So here's an example. Here's the first way. Hey, John, the conversation you had with your direct yesterday, I really appreciate the effort you put into it. I thought it was really great. Nice job. Now, that's a compliment, but listen to it this way. Hey, John, the conversation you had yesterday with your direct report, I know it wasn't easy, but I just have to tell you, I really appreciate your level of vulnerability and your willingness to admit that maybe you didn't do it right and you wanted to make sure that they weren't feeling hurt. I so appreciate your heart and your willingness to make yourself open like that. It really does make me feel good about being on the team. Same situation, but do you see the difference in the two? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to practice this week and next week. I want you to find 2 people during the week and give them some recognition. If you don't do it as a team, and you should do it as a team, find 2 people individually, mention the behavior, tell them how the behavior made you feel, and tell them how the behavior and how you felt had an impact on you or the organization. Okay, here's the last idea. You're famous. During this final month of 2018, I'm working with leaders at all levels of our organization, and having them look back on their 2017 leadership journey and look ahead a little bit to their 2018 leadership journey. And there's one question that I'm asking them. What do you want to be famous for in 2018? Now, see, if I ask the people you lead, the people that you follow, the people that you influence, to describe your leadership, they would come up with a word. They'd come up with a couple words. Maybe it would be humble. Maybe it would be servant attitude. Maybe it would be strict. Maybe it may even be worse than that. It would be arrogant. It would be self-serving. It could be a whole range of things. That is what you're known for. That's what you're famous for, whatever those words are. Regardless of what you hope you're famous for, what they actually say is what you're famous for. Now, maybe there are some not so great things that people would say you're famous for. Here's the good news. Regardless of what you were famous for in 2017, in 2018 it can be different. With some focused attention, with some humility, and some effort, you can be known differently in 2018. So, what do you want to be famous for in 2018? Okay, quote of the week. The word listen contains the same number of letters as the word silent. The word listen contains the same number of letters as the word silent, said by Alfred Brendel. Leaders, you make a difference every day. That difference can be for good or for bad. The choice is yours. Thank you for all that you do for the people that you lead. Don't forget, think differently, lead courageously, and live passionately, and have a great Friday.